What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Kin Stretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 30-minute hip external rotation focus class. We really look at the function of the hip and how the hip is supposed to work, right? Everyone thinks about flexion and extension, right? Kind of like the squatting or deadlift type motion, but truly kind of healthy hip function really starts and ends with hip internal and external rotation. So when you look at like a capsule class, we'll be on external rotation, so we'll get into some pails and rails. We're going to get into some open as much as possible. The better our internal external rotation is, the better the hip's going to function, right? Because that's truly an indicator of the capsular space you have or your workspace. The better your capsule space, the better your workspace, the better hip function you're going to have in everything that you do. So round, back to the start, and then we'll switch sides. Just kind of getting those hips warmed up. We'll work on expanding that external rotation today, and then kind of getting stronger in that position with our passive range holds, passive range left off. So again, stack the arms here. You don't have a block, don't throw that arm under your head. From there, core's engaged, knees are stacked. Hip flexion, abduction, internal rotation, so keep everything else in the body still, especially that rib cage and the spine. As we go into extension, we just want to make sure we're getting it all from the hip and not by arching our back, right? So core stays engaged, so these arms will help that as well. And come around. One more time, so come up in flexion, abduction, internal rotation, come around, through, and reverse, back, open, over the top, everything else is staying still. I'll come from there, back into flexion, abduction from here. Just gonna make sure this leg stays nice and still. If you want to hold it there, you can. We're just gonna externally rotate, so feel all the stuff on the inner thigh, pulling that heel in, internally rotate, grab that heel to the wall behind you. Externally rotate every time we do our capsule cars. We just want to press into that boundary, press into that point where it stops. The more time we can spend there, driving into it, the more comfortable we can get there, the stronger we're going to get, the easier they'll become, and the more range you'll be able to get as you do these more often. So from there, and relax. Okay, so let's go on our back here. So from here, I'm going to go right into supine hip capsule cars. So I'll do it facing the camera so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm going here, so from there, I'm going to have one hip up, about 90 degrees. Right, so just straight up with the femur, other leg is down. I'm just going to do the same thing, but now I'm just in a hip flex position. So it should be a little bit easier. I'm going to externally rotate, so I'm pulling my right heel to my left shoulder, come back to center, and then I'll internally rotate, driving my heel out to the same side shoulder. Let's just go 2 more reps each way. So I'm pulling in, so feel that inner thigh working here as you pull in. As you internally rotate, foot goes out. Feel that outer hip working to pull that heel out. One more time. Externally rotate. Back in. Internally rotate. Drive that foot out. Drive that foot out. And come back and switch. So this leg goes straight. This leg comes up to 90. I'm just going to externally rotate. So feel that inner thigh. That's what we're working on today. Externally rotate. Internally rotate. Foot drives out towards that same side shoulder, back in. So remember, push into that boundary, fight for a little bit more, feel that muscle contract all through here, and then I'll internally rotate if you want to hold that leg still, just to keep you a little bit more honest. One more, external rotation, drive that heel, left heel to right shoulder, internal rotation, left heel goes out towards the left shoulder, push into that, and relax. From here, let's come up right into our 90-90. So the 90-90 position, I got right knee forward, left knee back, and we're going to be stretching this front hip, right? So the front hip is the one that is in external rotation, right? So from here, I'm going to think big chest. I'm going to try to lift my tailbone, lift my chest, right? So if I just went down here, right, you see a lot of people stretch, that's going to hit the more superficial kind of tissues, right? So it's not a bad thing, right? But we're trying to really go after the hip capsule external rotation of that hip. I want to think tall chest. I want to try to stick my butt out. The more I can arch my lower back and stick my butt out, the more of an angle I'll get by rotating my pelvis over the tibia, right? So, or over the femur. I can't change the femur position here, but I can change the tension on the capsule by lifting my tailbone. So as I do that, we should feel a good stretch in that right hip capsule. From there, just relax and we're gonna breathe. Okay, so let's take about 2 minutes. Let's take a big inhale. Belly breath over about 4 to 5 seconds. And then we're gonna exhale, belly breath coming down over about 8 to 10 seconds. We always wanna go twice as long on the exhale, because that's really where the body's gonna relax. It's really where the body's gonna allow you to get more range of motion. The deeper into that hip capsule range of motion that we can get, the better, right? So we're really trying to train our true end range. So by really giving ourselves 2 minutes to just really relax, we not only give those tissues time to fully relax and kind of be aware of what we're doing, but we also allow ourselves to get deeper into that range of motion. Okay, so from here, let's just continue to breathe. Continue to try to lift your tailbone, lift your chest, and sink deeper down into that range of motion. Okay, we'll just continue to breathe, continue to relax. Okay, so our pails will be 10 seconds building up, driving foot and ankle into the floor. And then we're gonna hold that max effort for another 10 seconds. So it'll be a 20-second total contraction there. And then the rails, knee drives down, we're trying to rotate that foot. I'm trying to lift this foot up in the air by driving this knee to the ground, by rotating the hip into more external rotation, while I simultaneously try to pull myself deeper into that stretch. You know you're doing it right if you get done with your pills contraction and you're already deeper in the stretch than you were when you started, right? So we're trying to get more here, more on that tailbone, and get deeper in that stretch here, okay? So we're gonna go 2 rounds, pills and rails, and then we'll go right into some pass range holds, pass range lift off. So when we do our pills rails, really use those arms for stability. If you have blocks and you wanna hold on to them here, if you wanna kind of use them for stability, holding there, you can go 2 blocks kind of there. If you're really mobile and you're really out front, you can use the blocks out front. It's really what's best for you, what allows you to get in the best hip external rotation position. Okay, so we'll do our first round of pails and rails. Take a breath in, solidify that torso, grip the ground with the hands, and then slowly start driving the foot and ankle into the floor, building up that contraction. We're at 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, so every second go up another 10, keep driving 70, 80, 90, and max effort drive down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to lift that foot, pull yourself deeper into that stretch, drive that knee into the floor, keep lifting that tailbone, keep lifting that chest, get as much of that back arch as you can. Keep going, let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Just get a little bit deeper into that stretch position. Keep trying to lift that chest, keep trying to lift that tailbone. Should feel a good stretch going on that right hip capsule here. Okay, we're just gonna hang out here for another 30 seconds or so. Just collect your breathing. Just super slow belly breath coming in. And then the exhale, even slower, twice as slow on the exhale. Going back out for about 10 seconds. That should be about 3 super deep breaths. As you do it, your body will give you a little bit more range. Keep trying to lift that tailbone, keep that arch in that lower back. Imagine I can string pulling your belly button forward and up. I got string from my tailbone, pull my tailbone back and up. So I'm getting this arched position there, allowing me to get the deepest possible stretch on that right hip capsule. Okay, let's go one more round here. So grab the ground with the hands. You want to screw your arms in the floor, kind of like a squat motion with your feet. We're going here, getting tension, high total body tension as we slowly start second round of pails, drive the foot and ankle down. Each second, get another 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Let's go 6, 7, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, and max effort drive down 10, 9, 8. Push that foot through the ground. Drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to lift that foot up. Drive that knee down. pull yourself deeper into that stretch. Keep going, keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Deeper here. Chest up a little more. Tailbone a little more. One more big deep breath. And relax. Okay. So we're going to do some passive range hold, right? So pills and rails is really how we expand that range of motion, right? So we're not only stretching it, but we're strengthening it from both ends, right? So I'm driving down and I'm lifting up, right? So from there, we're going to go to what's called passive range hold. That's really kind of how we solidify and how we gain strength and more neurological kind of ownership of that range of motion that we just liked it. So I'm going to stay in my 90-90, but I'm going to turn towards you a little bit. So 90-90 here, and then I'm just going to drop this left leg straight out. I'm going to keep my right leg at 90 degrees. From there, we're going to do passive range holds. Okay, so what it looks like is my passive range of external rotation would be here, right? So if you're really mobile, you're going to foot really high. You can certainly do them from a 90-90, still kind of drop down your elbow position, and then you're not going to quite have as much. Or you can I would just advise you to go straight leg on that top leg. Allows you to grip the ground a little bit as you drive your left leg down. Bottom leg's at 90, and then I could have my elbow kind of like I'm doing a side plank, right? So I'm with my elbow, kind of have my body still here, keeping that core engaged, torso's nice and locked in, and then my shoulder straight over my elbow. Okay, from there, I'm gonna pull up into my passive range, relax the body, and then I'll solidify my torso, and I'll release my hand, and I'll try to hold it in that same position, right? So you're always going to have more passive than active, right? What we want to try to do is over time, as we expand the passive range of motion and active range of motion, pills and rails, we want to get more control, more ownership of that position, okay? So this is what's going to allow us to do that. We're going to go 5-second holds of active external rotation, okay? So we're going to take that foot up, relax as you do so here. That allows us to get a true passive range measure. You're going to solidify that torso and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. When we do so, you want to make sure you're driving that knee into the floor, right? Make sure you're not kind of aiding it by trying to lift the whole leg. That would be abduction as well. We just want just external rotation. Okay, so let's go 4 more there, 5-second holds. I'm going to pull up into external rotation, solidify the torso, drive the knee down, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. That's 2. Make sure to do so that knee stays at 90, right? I kind of felt my knee kind of trying to creep in a little bit, and that's your hamstring trying to help you out, right? So we're going as much of it external rotation as possible. We got 3 more here, so solidify the torso, brace, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. That's 3. If you want to make it a little tougher, you take one of your blocks or your pillow or something, throw it under your rib cage. That's just a reminder. As I do so there, it kind of keeps me honest, nice and tight through my torso, so as I do so I don't drop down, right? It's going to be easier to do it from here than it is from there. If you're here, that's totally okay. If it's hard enough, I'll definitely stay there. If you want to make it a little tougher, keep yourself honest with your rib cage. Throw that block under there. I'm going to do that for the last 2, okay? So we're going to go up, solidify, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Good. We got 1 more here. So let's come back up. Solidify, brace that core, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly back down. Very good. Throw that block back here. If you want to keep it right here, we're going to go into some passive range liftoffs. Okay, so we're going to go 10 passive range liftoffs for external rotation. So it's very similar to what we just did. So now instead of holding up that position, we're just going to work on staying tight. You can go hand here, hand for stability, and then we're just going to lift, come back down. Okay, so the passive range hold is going up in our passive range, trying to hold as close to that as we can. Passive range liftoff now is driving up into our greatest active range. Okay, so top leg is tight. Make sure you're pressing that leg into the floor. Go hand on the hip, solidify the torso. You can go hand on the ribcage, just remind you to stay here. Right there, we're going to go 10 reps here. Okay, so remember, drive that knee down, lift that foot, make sure we're not just lifting the whole leg, right? From there, drive knee down and lift. Back down 1. Lift. Back down 2. Lift. Back down 3. Lift. Hold. 4. Lift. 5. Lift. 6. Lift. 7. We got 3 more here. Lift. 8. Lift. 9 is the last one. We're going to hold 5 seconds here. Drive that knee down and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Control it back down and relax. Very good. From there, let's come back to a 90-90. We're going to do a nice slow transfer to 90-90 on the other side. Okay, so what that's going to look like will be a hinge of this back hip, and then we're going to do a slow transfer through what's called bear sit, and then we'll be 90-90 on the other side where you can kind of reset yourself if you need to, right? So let's come back to that Pales Rails type position we were in. So I'm trying to lift the tailbone, get a nice tall chest. From there, I will press my back foot, big toe into the floor and lift this heel. So I'm going to press the big toe down, lift that heel. I'm staying a good stretch on this hip. I'm going to lift this back knee as much as I can, rotating around the big toe. Right, so I don't want to rotate on the heel. Big toes down, rotate from there as much as I can. Unless I can't get any more, I'm going to rotate my chest towards that heel. So I'm just here now. So I'm rotating at this hip, trying to actively drive this knee into the floor. Rotating. Once I can't get any more there, take this hand right here, I'm going to throw it behind me, and then slowly transition to the other side. Okay, so I'm breathing as I do so, right? So slow inhale, even slower. Exhale, you may notice on the exhale you'll be able to get a little bit more range than you thought. Try to really just continue to drive this knee down as long as possible. As I can't get any more, now I start to bring that back knee up. And now I'm in this bear sit position, right? So both knees are driving away from each other. I'm trying to drive them down towards the floor. And behind me. And then I slowly transfer. So this knee was pulling this knee along, right? So continue to drive them away from each other. Even as this one comes, I'm still driving my lead knee towards the floor. Drive down. Once I get here, this knee's on the floor. Now this knee can come, this hand will come to the floor in front of me. I'm just rotating, not rotating the whole pelvis, but I'm just rotating here, pelvis stays straight ahead, and I rotate at the hip. Down 90-90 on the other side. And we'll set ourselves up for Pales and Rails of the left hip. Okay, we're just going to continue to breathe. Nice and easy. Whew, it's just a little bit better. You may find that one side is a little bit easier than the other side. For me, my left external rotation is always a deeper stretch. I always get a little bit more out of it on this side because it's the one I need to do more of, right? So future classes, if you would like to do, if you want to pause the video, you want to go 2 rounds of Pales and Rails or 3, if you're pretty experienced with this stuff, you can take your time with it. The more time under tension, the more exposure you give yourself to it, the better, right? So even though, you may need to do this, 1 or 2 times today, you probably will benefit from doing it, 2 or 3 times a week, right? So the more you can give your body exposure to it, the better. I recommend for pretty much all my clients that they stretch the 90-90 position pretty much every day, and then you can do your Pales and Rails 2 or 3 times a week just to solidify that position, or even low grade Pales and Rails every day. We try to make sure you're not doing them at quite 100% intensity every day of the week, right? So the more exposure, the more time you can get stretching these positions, better you're gonna feel, better your hips will function, okay? So we're 90-90, just continuing to breathe, right? So I'm gonna big chest, trying to lift my tailbone, trying to keep tall chest, right? Strength from my belly button, pull me forward and up, strength from my tailbone, pull me back and up. Trying to arch my back as much as I can, get a really good stretch on that left hip capsule, right? The more I can move my pelvis, won't be able to move it much, right? The more I can move my pelvis over a fixed femur, the better you're gonna feel, the better, deeper stretch you're gonna get on that hip capsule, okay? So let's take a breath in, solidify that torso, and then start driving foot and ankle slowly into the floor for our first set of Pales and Rails. 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70, 80, 90, and max effort drive down with that foot and ankle into the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Crush that knee to the floor. Try to lift this foot up in the air. Pull yourself deeper into that stretch. Keep lifting that tailbone. Keep lifting that chest. Get as much out of that stretch as you possibly can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just relax. Feel yourself sink a little bit deeper. Lift that chest, lift that tailbone. Get as much tension on that left hip capsule as possible. Remember to keep those arms stable when you're doing your pails and rails. That just allows you to generate more tension into that hip, drive it down. The more force we can produce in that position, both for our pails and rails, the better it's going to feel, or harder it's going to feel, right? But the better it's going to function, the better your hips are going to feel after the fact, right? Okay, let's just take some more deep breaths here, right? So make a big inhale. Belly breath coming in, and then bigger exhale. Belly breath coming down. Always going twice as long on that exhale as everything. Okay, we got one more set of our pails and rails. To our pass range holds, pass range lift offs. Okay? Get that stretch, get as deep as you possibly can so you can pull the shoulders back, lift that chest, lift that tailbone, take a breath in. Arm for stability, brace that core, start down foot and ankle into the floor. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70, 80, 90, and max effort. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Crush that knee, try to lift that foot, pull yourself deeper, keep your tailbone up, keep your chest up, keep arching that back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So you can get a little bit deeper in that stretch, so you can keep lifting that chest, keep lifting that tailbone. One more big deep breath. Let tension go, and out of that there. Okay, so we'll go into our sideline 90-90 into our pass range holds. Okay, so in this position, back on my side, top leg is at 90. Top leg is straight, bottom leg is at 90. I'll hold my body up just into a side plank. Again, if you want to go from here, with that right there, it's perfect. If this is even too easy for you, that's when you know you could go back to here, 90-90 there. If that's too easy, then you lift that rib cage there. And then if that's too easy, now we're getting into kind of more of that, we call it like a leaning 90, or you could go all the way up if you're very mobile and do it from there. That's going to be pretty hard. Okay, so I would say start sideline 90, build that block in the rib cage or not. From here, I will pull leg up into my passive range, and then I will let go, and I will hold it up there for my passive range hold. 5-second holds. Here, I'm going to drive that knee into the floor, not to lift that whole leg, right? Come here, passive range, solidify, and release, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down, that is 1. Grab again, pull it up, top leg drives down, and release and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. And again, this is also, the higher your knee goes in flexion, the harder it's going to be, so you may notice that your knee wants to go down here. Starting at 90 is a good place to start, and then if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, pull your knee up just a little bit, bend the angles a little bit, so what you need for your body, right? It's 2 reps. We got 3 more here. And release and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. Back up. And release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4. Last one here. Okay. Pull up. Passive range. That rib cage. And release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll it back down. Feel that inner thigh work in there, just like we did on that rails contraction. Okay, so you can leave the block there if you like. We're going to go into 10 passive range liftoffs. Top hand goes to the hip. If you want to go out here for just more stability in the shoulder, keep that torso nice and tight. Core stays engaged. Drive the knee to the floor, and then we're just going to lift. Back down. 1. Lift. Back down. 2. Lift. 3. Lift. 4. Lift. 5. Good. So lift up, get that little pause, right? So we lift. 6. Lift. 7. This should be that feeling that we felt in those capsule cars at the beginning of the class, right? We got 3 more here. 8. Lift. 9. This one we're going to go up. We're going to hold for 5 seconds at the top. Biceps tight, top back down. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And control it back down. Okay. Let's go back into our 90-90 position. Just for the sake of uniformity in the hips, we're going to go nice slow transition back to the other side of the 90-90. And we'll go back to some sideline capsule cars, or sideline cars and capsule cars. And we're done for the day. Okay, so big chest. Lift that tailbone. Back heel drives down. Back heel goes up. Big toe goes down. Lift as much as I can from there, right? So I'm gonna lift, lift, lift. Once I can't anymore, I'm gonna rotate my chest towards that front heel. From there, you take this hand over the top. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Keep those elbows slightly bent. If you lock them out, they may start to bother you after a little while. So just keep elbows stay slightly bent. Keep driving my left knee down while I rotate this hip open. As much as I possibly can. Knees are driving away from each other simultaneously. Right knee's opening up. Left knee slowly starting to come, but I'm still driving them away as far apart as possible. Drive now. We're in this bear sit position here. You can sit up nice and tall for a little bit more stretch there. Knees continue to drive apart. Get my right knee to the floor. Left hand comes in front. Just rotate at that hip and come back down. Okay, let's go right into a couple sideline hip cars. See how they feel at the end of class now. These are hip cars to kind of save our work, as we call it, right? So we just expand on range of motion, strengthen that range of motion. Now we go back to the hip cars to kind of help the body remember kind of the feeling that we just created, but also at the same time kind of we are using that range of motion that we just expanded, right? So let's just go from here and up, open. This left hip should feel nice after we just did some pails and rails and some holds and lift offs. Come over the top. And through. Let's go one more time. Up. Open. Internally rotate. Around. Reverse. Open up. Body stay still. And through. Let's come straight back up. Abduction. Let's do just the external rotation part right now. So we're just going to drive forward, drive forward, drive forward. Back to normal, go back to neutral. External rotation. Right there. External rotation, feel that inner thigh working as we pull that heel forward. And come back down. And we'll switch. Last one's here. Knee at 90, or knee at 45. Arm straight out 90 degrees. 2 hip cars. Top and through. Over. Come down. Last one. If you want your hand here just to keep you honest. Make sure the rib cage is not moving at all. The spine is not moving. Drop this arm down for stability. Stay tight to the torso. All with that motion. Coming to the hip. Let's just come straight back up. Flexion, abduction, and then let's just externally rotate. Foot drives forward. Drives forward. Feel that inner thigh working. Last one. Pull that foot forward. And relax. Very good. That is it for today. That was our 30-minute hip external rotation focus class. Thank you for joining me in today's class. Again, the more you do those things throughout your day, the better. Do your pails and rails. I would say, about two sessions a week, kind of higher intensity, and then you can essentially do them every day at a lower intensity. Every time you stretch, finish with some light pails and rails. Do cars throughout the day. The more you're doing, the better you're going to feel, the better you're going to function. So again, thank you for joining me in today's class, and I hope to see you at the next one.